Hello, welcome back, and for today's video we're going to take a look at Banette EX with its item locking capabilities. Let's get to it. Alright, so here is Banette EX. It has the Everlasting Darkness attack, which does 30, and it item locks your opponent, which we have seen this before on the Vigavolt V, but this card also has the Poltergeist attack, which allows you to do 60 for each trainer card in your opponent's hand. So they can synergize really well together. You item lock your opponent, they'll have a lot of cards in hand, and then you can use Poltergeist to capitalize on a big KO. Now, the only thing about this deck is really hard to pilot once you break the item lock, because as soon as you break the item lock, they're going to have a lot of items in hand, and then they can just set up their board with all those items, and then you can't really Poltergeist again, and you can't really item lock again because they're going to be pretty much set up. So you kind of have to navigate this and really calculate when to break the item lock, but we do have other ways that we can lock our opponent. So one of those ways is the Klefki with the Mischievous Lock ability. If this card's in the active spot, basic Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, have no abilities. So Genesect, locked down. Miraidon, locked down. Comfeys, Crimrants, locked down. So this card is really great against those matchups specifically. Now we also are playing the Venusaur. I'm kind of playing this for memes. I really wanted to try it out and see if it could work. It's pretty decent. I probably wouldn't rely on this too much, but it is a really nice card just because it has the Loopy Lasso ability. Once during your turn, you can flip a coin. If heads, then you can gust up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and make them asleep and poison. So really great if you pair this up with the item lock, because then your opponent can't attack if they're still asleep, they can't switch out because they can't use any items, and then the poison actually makes it so that the Everlasting Darkness does just a little bit more damage. So it can kind of help here in certain damage numbers against your opponent. So there's a couple things that I want to talk about with the supporters. One of those things is that we are playing the Acerola's Premonition. I really like this card in this deck because it allows you to reveal your opponent's hand. So first of all, you can see how many trainer cards they have, and you get to draw for each of those trainer cards that you find there. So if your opponent is in item lock, you can basically draw a lot of cards because they're going to have a lot of cards in hand. You're going to also have a lot of cards in hand. And in those cases where maybe your opponent doesn't have a lot of cards in hand and you want to try and take a knockout, you can use Acerola's Premonition to kind of see what they have in hand and then kind of make a judgment call from there. The other supporter that I want to mention is the Cheryl. Cheryl is really great in this deck because the Everlasting Darkness only requires 1 psychic energy. So if your opponent is able to attack and you're trying to keep the item lock going, you can just use Cheryl and then get rid of all the damage, but then reattach the psychic energy and then keep the lock ongoing. That's pretty much it for the list. Here is the list in full if you want to check it out for yourselves, and let me know what you guys think of this current Banette EX build. Obviously, if you want to make this a little bit more competitive, you could swap out the Venusaur line with, say, a Gardevoir line, and it could just work just as well, maybe even a little bit better. But I wanted to try this out, see if the Venusaur could make this a little bit more fun and a little bit more of a tighter item lock deck. So let's hop on the ladder and showcase what Banette EX can do. In Gardevoir, this could be Tina. So let's see. Let's just do this. Let's see what we prized. We have all of our Klefkis, we have all of our Shuppets, we have Venusaurs, we have Banettes. How are we doing on rare candy? We have all 4 rare candy. Acerola, Research in hand, Judge in hand. Don't know what we prized then. Prize Switch. I think some Ultra Balls. Maybe some energies. So we can do this. This seems fine. I'll attach the energy here and then pass. I don't think whatever deck they're playing is going to be able to boss up my Shuppet and knock it out. Yeah, and they're just going to go ahead with the research. Got rid of a lot of good stuff, though. They got rid of... Okay, it looks like it's Arc Dura. Lost City, which can be good. The Raihan and the Penny. So those are a lot of good stuff. Wow, they got rid of a Duraludon and a VMAX. So they just have the Arceus to play here. And then energy, and most likely pass, yep. So we can put the path in play, hopefully that sticks. Yeah, we'll do this. I don't want to judge them because that's giving them more cards. Let's go ahead and research here. This seems fine. We didn't get the Banette, but this is fine as well. We can go here. Fog Crystal to grab another energy. And then we can actually just put that on the other Shuppet. That seems okay. And then next turn I can grab Rare Candy and Choice Belt and then start swinging. I'll drop the Klefki just in case for some odd reason they got Rope in hand. And I want to save that bench spot for another Bulbasaur. They got the VMAX. They could go Trinity Charge, but nope, it looks like they're bricking here. We got another Path. I might grab Ultra Ball off of this Arven actually and just start item locking them. So let's go ahead, Ultra Ball, and it looks like we prized the Choice Belt again, but this is fine. Yeah, I'll do this. We'll go Ultra Ball away, a Shuppet, and a Path. And then that way we can start the item lock. We do have all of our Banettes, yep, we do. We can put this in play. Go ahead and switch into the Banette. And then now, not only do we have Path in play, but we also have item lock in play. So my opponent's gonna have a hard time doing a lot. They can't switch out of the Gardevoir. We have another Banette. That's great. Eventually, I would like to see a Rare Candy into a Venusaur, and then we can start pulling up the VMAX, maybe taking a knockout on that at some point, and then pulling up the V-Star, potentially taking a knockout with that as well. They top decked a Colress, so that's good for them. But with the item lock and the Path to the Peak, they're not going to be able to do much. They could play Temple though, oh, they do play Lost City, so if they play another count of Lost City, they could bump the Path and then use their ability to get stuff. But even with that, right, that's not going to be a lot. I'm not entirely sure what they could get to help them out of the situation. They just have to like manually attach, and then yeah, they can't use like Rope, they can't use Switch or anything. I can Judge here. I actually want to put the Defiance Band on this Banette in case, and then I'm going to go ahead and Judge. Get rid of that hand. And then we have a Rope. I could start roping here and then hitting, but then if I rope, then they just Trinity Charge, right? So I'll save that. Because next turn we can just boss up the Duraludon VMAX. Or do I save the Duraludon VMAX for when I like try and use Poltegeist for a big knockout? Because I could just knock out this. Well, this could be like my prize trade right here. Yeah, the DTE, so DTE switch, but that is one DTE down. And they do have the Lost City, and they do have the nuts off of this. So they can go V-Star, grab. No, they just go Trinity Charge. Okay. Interesting. What's the play here? I could boss item lock, or I could Judge and try and draw into more stuff. I can go Rope. That doesn't really help me. I could just do this. Item lock, put it at 10. That way I could knock it out at some point. And then now they're ready for a Power Edge, but this tells me that they don't really have anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and boss up this. And then just go Everlasting Darkness. This means that they have to burn more energies to try and retreat the Gardevoir. And if they don't top deck the V-Star, they won't be able to do anything else. We can go ahead and Judge here. We have Cheryl, that's okay. We'll go ahead and Judge, see if we can get the Rare Candy, Venusaur, play. We have the Rare Candy, but not the Venusaur. I will... I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I have the Fog Crystal, so I can attach the energy elsewhere too. But then this turn, if I do this, they can swing into me. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go Fog Crystal, see if we can at least get a big hit on one of these guys. Got another Bulbasaur. Avery's not gonna really do much, but it's gonna be fine. Allows me to at least draw some cards. They have 5 cards in hand. They can't use any items. So unless they evolve, I might have a chance of knocking out the V here. Nope, they go boss. Okay. They boss up the other Banette, which is interesting. And they go Power Edge. Okay. They have 4 cards in hand. Is that enough? I want to bench... Actually, I kind of want to bench another Shuppet. Yeah, I think I need to bench another Shuppet. Yeah. Because I need to research here. Avery's not going to be enough. I got to research. We have the rare candy into the Venusaur. I could try and put this to sleep. Or I can rope here. An item lock. If I rope item lock, does that do anything? Not really, and they do more damage with this. If I attach the energy here, they only have 4 cards in hand. What are the chances of me hitting a knockout? Not high, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and rope. Go in with this. And then let's see if I can loopy lasso the Arceus back into play. No, no dice. Okay. I could try and smack into this. This lets me see how many cards they do have in hand. Yeah. Because let's go Poltergeist. Because if it was not item cards, I could do more damage. Yeah, so that's 3, so that's 180. So we can 2-hit knock out the Duraludon eventually. They have that. They can use the TTE, start using the Ultra Ball. They use Boss to knock out the Banette. Yeah, that's fine. But now I just have to hit 3 again. I can do this. How have I seen so much of my deck, but feel like I haven't really done anything? I can attach energy here. Think we just gamble. Right? Yeah, I guess we can just gamble here. That's only 2. No. Okay, well this at least means I can get an item lock on the Duraludon. Okay. But this does mean I'm down a whole Shuppet line though. Just go G-Max Polarization. Knock me out. They don't knock me out. Actually, yeah, I forgot. They don't knock me out here. So I can actually Cheryl. This is what the Cheryl's for! Yay! Okay, so I can Cheryl here. Heal, knock this thing out, put them in item lock, and then potentially knock out an Arceus V-Star next turn. So that seems great. Nest Ball for anything? Let me check to see. Nah, I don't need any of this, so I'm just gonna burn these. Just so I don't have to worry about a judge. We will go Cheryl here. Heal the 220. We will lose those energies, but we can do this. We have a decent amount of energies left in deck. And then we can just go Everlasting Darkness, put them in item lock, and take 3 prizes. So now we only have to knock out 1 Arceus V-Star next turn. And hopefully, with the item lock, we should be able to do that. We have Choice Belt too, so Energy and Choice Belt will be able to get us there. And we have Rope, so if they don't evolve either one of these, we can actually knock it out. So they have to evolve both of these. And I just go Trinity Nova. And then power up this guy. What I might actually do, just to like guarantee, or actually I can Acerola and see if I have the knockout. I was about to say, like, what if they didn't have like any trainers, but I can Acerola to see how many they have. They have 1, 2, 3. So it's not enough to knock out this, right? Because if I do 3, that's 180. Even with the Choice Belt, that's 210. So definitely not enough. So I could try and Loopy Lasso, see if I can, you know, pull this thing up. Yep, that works. Which means I can just go Choice Belt, Energy, and that's game, right? Even if I hit for 180, the Choice Belt will hit for 210, and then they get poisoned, and then that's a knockout. Yep, that should be it. 210, then with the poison damage, sleep doesn't matter. Poison damage will make it so that they get knocked out. And that is it. Finally, the deck worked out. Okay, so this is the deck video that I'm going to definitely put in. The other match I had was just so long. You're just item locking for so long. But this one's felt good. This one felt like Banette was able to show its true colors. So that is going to be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of Banette EX. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I think I might be biased just because item locking is not great content, and I feel bad shutting my opponent down from playing the game. But I think item locking might be just a little bit overrated, just because once you let go of the item lock and you click Poltergeist, your opponent knows how to counter you, right? And then it's kind of hard to get back into the game with another Poltergeist and with another item lock, which is why I tried to play the Venusaur. I thought the Venusaur could be really cool to kind of also shut down your opponent while you're trying to set back up for another big Poltergeist. But it's just a little bit inconsistent. Now, if you obviously want to make this deck consistent, just play a Gardevoir line in there and this deck would be broken. But I wanted to try it with just Banette itself and kind of leave Gardevoir aside for a moment and see what Banette EX could do. So if you guys have any other pairings with Banette that could also work, let me know down in the comment section. I'm really curious to see how you guys are playing Banette, if you are playing Banette. If you liked the video, then hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and check out the live streams on Sunday, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. On Sunday, 7 p.m. Definitely come check us out.